I don't know what's happening. You've got the talk back, babe. I don't. Here we go.
Yeah. I don't know. Alex, what? Sorry about that. Good evening and welcome to The Big Decision, live from the Dirty Duck. We love to see it. After a week of campaigning, it's time for the results to come in. Candidates and their teams have worked tirelessly over the last week to secure as many votes as they can. And for 7 candidates, all that hard work is about to pay off.
All week, we've seen cardboard signs covering every available surface. We've had leaflets shoved in front of us next to the library. And we've seen more candidate memes in the Facebook page than we have pop ticket begs. Finally, it's all drawn to a close and our Facebook feeds are free from parody videos for another year.
Over the course of this evening, we'll hear from campaign teams, candidates, and of course, the winners.
We're here to take you through each of the 7 positions with a little bit of help from incumbent officers as we reveal the next SU Sabbatical team.
Before we start on the Sabbatical officers, however, we're going to look at some positions that maybe don't get the attention they should. They are the everyday superheroes, the Incredibles in Incredibles 1, the part-time officers.
Along with the 7 full-time sabbatical officers, we also voted for this year's ethnic minorities, disabled students, LGBTQA+, trans students, women's and environment and ethics officers. They have been working equally hard to win your votes, and we're going to start by announcing who the winners of those elections are.
I like the drumming. Without any further ado, let's get on to the part-time officers. First up, trans students officer. To announce the winner is our current trans students officer, Alex Lythel.
Hi everyone. So before I announce it, I'm just going to say, which way? That way. Sorry. I'd just like to say I think it's more important than ever that we support our part-time officers at the moment, and if there's anything this election's taught me is that we need them more than ever. And with that, I am delighted to announce that this next year's trans students officer is Laura Prisco.
Hello. All right, I'm your new trans officer. Hi. For anyone who doesn't know, my pronouns are they, them, and he, him. I prefer to go by Prisco, but Laura's fine too. If you see me around campus, give me a shout. I'm super friendly. Have any questions? I'm here to answer them. Trans students out there, I hope to make this year easy for you. I really want to support you, so anytime you need anything, my email is online. Just search my name on the Warwick website. I'm happy to give you out my phone number. If you ever need anything, give me a call. I will be there for you.
And next up is the LGBTQA+ officer, and again, we're going to have Alex to announce the results.
I know, I get to do 2. It's exciting, right? Right, so without further ado, this next year's LGBTQA+ officer is Connie Gordon.
I don't know what to say, really. Just, I hope that next year we can make the uni even more amazing and even more inclusive, and that's all I've ever wanted, really. So thank you for everyone who voted, and vote next year as well. Basically, we've got some amazing candidates, so I can't wait to be working alongside them next year. So that's about it, really. I don't know where to go.
Next up, we have Disabled Students Officer. I get to open the envelope on this one. And it's upside down. Excellent. Next year's Disabled Students Officer is Nathan Parsons. We're going to get all of the Backstreet Boys. That's fine. I'm not mad.
I'll interrupt now. So our next one is to go on to Ethnic Minorities Officer. Oh, no, that's... And your next Ethnic Minorities Officer is Taj Ali.
The campaign starts now. We will only be winning for ethnic minority students if I deliver on every single policy in my manifesto. If I fail to deliver this, then I failed you as an ethnic minorities officer. We want to make this university a place where ethnic minority students feel safe, where their voices are heard, where their culture allows them to participate in all aspects of university life. We will prioritize mental health at this university, and we will be definitely making sure that the university takes us much more seriously.
Next up, we have Environment and Ethics Officer. And the incumbent is bowling towards us, a frankly indecent pace. It's Keir Lawson. I have hello. I have great faith that whoever opened this envelope, well, it's not envelope, whoever is within this envelope will fight the university. This is not a university that cares about the environment. This university always puts profit before people. But I have faith that whoever is in here will make a change. Shall I open it? Yeah? The next Environment Ethics Officer is Rebecca Brown.
Hi everyone. So it was great for me to learn that I actually won both of my campaigns for Environment and Ethics and the Women's Officer. I've chosen to go for Environment and Ethics because I think the university needs a real shove in the right direction when it comes to the future of our future, to be honest. I think we need to start prioritising how we look after the world. So yeah, thank you.
And last but by no means least, we have our next Women's Officer. And to announce that, here is Emma Coleman, current Women's Officer at Warwick SU.
Thank you. This year's been a really good year for Women's Officer nominations. So last year they had to rerun the election because there were none. And this year we had 4 candidates, which is really brilliant. And I think definitely partially down to the recent Reclaim the University movement. So I think definitely all of them really wanted to continue that. So we've got a promising year coming for Women's Officer. And the next Women's Officer is Lucy Mooring.
it keeps happening. Not to worry. We're going to take a short break now, but don't go anywhere. Or if you do, keep your engagement as short as possible. Because in a few minutes' time, we'll be revealing the results of next year's Sabbatical Officer elections. In the meantime, our sober spectators can enjoy a video Raw Visual have worked on over the past week, detailing the campaign trail over the last 5 days. We'll be right back.
This is indeed your student radio station, and you are listening in to the radio hustings for SAB Election Weeks 2019. My name's Alex, I'm the head of news here at Raw, and today we'll be interviewing the candidates for Education Officer and Postgrad Officer.
This is Spring Elections 2019. You're welcome to applaud. So the way that this works is that every candidate will give a 2-minute speech in favour of their candidacy, and then we'll be taking questions from the floor, some pre-selected questions, and questions from you guys on Facebook Live.
I'm Oscar Stelland, and I am running to be your next education officer.
Hi everyone, my name is Chloe. I'm a third-year English Literature student, and I'm running to be your next education officer.
Hi, I'm Conrad. I'm a third-year biochemistry student, member of the Education Exec, secretary of the Campaigning Society, and I'm running to be your next education officer. A lot of my platform is about making things more consistent between departments. As I mentioned, universal lecture capture.
So, just in general to the candidates, how would you approach the decolonisation of the curriculum?
Hello and welcome to Raw's coverage of the Big D 2019. You are joined in the studio here today by Luke Shortland, who's running for Democracy and Development Officer. So to start off with, I wanted to ask you about some of your campaign priorities and what you're hoping to change within the SU.
If you don't feel comfortable asking a question out loud, but you're in the audience and still want to ask a question, Mike will be roaming around and we'll have some pieces of paper and you can write a question down and I'll answer that for you.
I was just wondering if you could name 3 brand new policies that you would bring if you were a sports officer, not stuff that you plan to develop that's already in place, but completely new policies.
I'm planning to make tangible, positive changes that will improve and enrich the experience of the average student, not just the student, but of Warwick as a whole.
Something like the group chat will happen again, and we need the systems to be ready for that to make sure we are safe.
It's things like the Decolonise Project, it's things like the report that I produced on racism in higher education.
So I've got a little break before sports officer, so I'm taking the time to chat to some people around the Dirty Dark who've been involved in some of the campaigns this week. So I'm here with Harry.
Hi Bonnie, you alright mate?
Not too bad, thanks. So it's been a busy week for you.
Yeah, it's been quite busy, because I've had some work commitments and also been out campaigning for Jack Hogg, so been a busy week, but we're fairly confident, I think,
Alright, so what kind of stuff have you been up to? What does the average sort of cardboard week mean for you guys?
I mean, one of the best things that we like to do, and one of the things that's been good about our campaign, is making sure that we engage with people, because at the end of the day, you can send in personal messages on Facebook and whatever, but actually one of the best things is going out, finding out what their concerns are, what they want from societies, which has been our position. So that's been our main thing. In the background right there, you see. But yeah, we've generally been trying to get out, tour the halls, meet people, be on the piazza, do some leafleting. That's been our general thing, yeah.
All right, what would you say the highlight's been of this week?
The highlight has definitely been seeing Jack in his element. He's been absolutely fantastic. So he's really wanted to engage. He's really wanted to engage with the voters. And he's just really been in his element, going out campaigning, telling everybody about all his agenda for Warwick. That's been generally my highlight to see. Okay. We've been to some quite funny kitchens as well, especially touring routes. That's been pretty good. There was a bit of a mix-up one night with Rob Myers, which was hilarious.
All right, okay.
But yeah, we've had a lot of fun.
All right, and what would you say the worst part's been?
The worst part is either when you go up to someone and they are flat out not interested. So that's the worst bit. You're like, can I interest you in this? Or these are the policies, and like, I've already voted, or I'm not interested, or they're rubbish. The other bit was yesterday with the weather. That was tough, but it wasn't snowing like last year. But no, there's not really been that many bad bits. It's been great.
Oh, brilliant. Well, cheers for speaking to us, Harry.
Fantastic. Cheers, Barney.
Have a great evening. Who else wants to speak to us? Let's go on a bit of an adventure, shall we? As you can see, the crowds are building. I've got some pretty big groups of people here, all waiting for the results to come in. And, let's see if anyone fancies a chat. Anyone over here? Doesn't look like it. Tell you what, let's go along and around. I can't do that. I'm being told the other way. Who'd be a reporter, eh? Anyone here want to have a conversation? Anyone? Anybody here? All right. Excuse me. Anybody? All right. It's Leo Palmer, Societies Officer. Leo, how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Oh, hello.
There we go. Sorry, shove a mic in your face. Quite rude of me. So, how's it been this week? I mean, obviously you've been on the SAB side of things, but how's it been for you?
Yeah, it's been great, really. Not having to stress about running again.
Well, I suppose that is nice.
It's true. Well, it's great to see 5 candidates this year compared to the 1 last year.
So you were unopposed last year, so...
I scared off the competition.
Of course. I was going to say, what do you think maybe, the fact that you're not running this year maybe opened the field up for some people?
Potentially, yeah. They saw what a great potential Sox officer is, and they ran for it. And it's great seeing so many different candidates with so many different manifesto points as well. So it's great seeing them at hustings, great seeing them outside, hall touring, leafleting, and putting posters up on Monday morning, which is really great to see.
Well, fantastic. Hope you enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your drink.
See you pretty soon.
See you soon. Someone wants an interview desperately, but I don't think they're going to get one. Let's see. Who else do we speak to? It's Dan Rubin, the Boar. How are you doing, Dan?
I'm very well, thank you. How have you been so far?
I'm not too bad. So obviously the Boar, student newspaper here at Warwick, for those of you who don't know, but a very busy week for you. You've had your special elections issue out.
Yes, we have, and our usual issue as well. Been doing 3 in 2 weeks.
Goodness me. So it's been a frenetic time over at Boar Towers.
It has, yes, but we're used to it by now.
What is your kind of perspective been on this year's SAB elections?
I think it's been a lot more tightly contested than ones we've seen in past years. There's been a lot more candidates running, which is good, and also there's also been a lot more students voting. This is the highest voter turnout the SU has had since 2013, so that could shake things up a bit.
Goodness me, that is quite something. So, from kind of your, I don't know, do you think students are more involved this year, more kind of invested just across the board because of this turnout?
I think from my own personal experience and what I've heard speaking to other people, I think there's been a lot more online. Of course, people have been utilising the freshers groups and social media a lot more than in previous years. I think also the move online in terms of being able to nominate yourself as a candidate has also boosted the number of candidates, and as a result the amount of people working on elections in campaign teams and the amount of people directly involved there.
Fair enough. And of course a lot of people were nominating themselves for the free bread oven.
Of course.
We know who you are. Well, thanks very much, Dan.
No worries
Enjoy
at all.
your evening. Best
You
of luck
too.
with the social media. I can see
Thank
you've
you
got
very
going
much.
there.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I feel like I've sort of exhausted my options here, so we'll ping back to whatever the studio's up to at the moment, and I'll see you all very soon. Right. So I talked to a few campaign teams, a few SABs. I thought I'd just sort of wade into the crowd and see how everyone's feeling over here, sort of right in the middle of the day. What's your name, sorry?
Sam.
Sam, nice to meet you. So you hit the election?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah. I want to watch what's happening with Socks. So a mate who's running for Socks, and I want to see what's happening with Prez, because of course Prez is a big role. I want to see what happens.
Okay. How have you found the week?
It's been a pretty intense week. Lots of campaigning all around campus. Lots of things hanging from trees. No, it's been a pretty interesting week. Yeah.
Things hanging from trees. Do you think the cardboard's kind of annoying? Or do you think there's a good reason
A little
for
bit
it?
annoying, but sort of justified. So, I mean, it's only 1 week in a year. It's fine.
That's very, very true. So, are you tense? Is there a feeling of excitement around the air, or are people just sort of waiting to...
There's a little bit of tension.
A little bit of
'cause,
tension.
Like, I've got a few candidates I want to win.
Okay.
I'm not going to stay up here because podcast, but
of course.
So I hopefully I'll see them win. But I mean, who knows?
You'll just be happy to see who the next SAB officer team is for next
Absolutely.
year anyway.
I want to see this.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your evening. Sorry. This is great content, isn't it? Got a long break. It's Dom! Hello, Dom. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you feeling this evening?
It's all right. It's the duck. I forgot this was going to happen, but it's
Were
exciting times.
Were you not aware the elections were?
I knew they were. I knew they'd been announced today, just not tonight. But yeah, look, I'm staying now. I'm staying now. Definitely.
You're a punter.
Yes, a punter.
Fantastic.
Amateur commentator.
What's your kind of feeling been on this whole week? Kind of the elections as a whole.
I don't know. I felt a little bit pressured as a student to vote, because I voted on the day when the elections were open, and since then it's been a bit hellish. Everyone just telling me to vote.
I suppose you really made your mind up. But there's nothing more to be said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like everybody's been who's been stealing tactics, because somebody started using memes, and then everybody started using memes. Like, it was not. It's not weird. Quite a weird thing to happen.
Oh, I suppose. I mean, if it's a good idea, it's a good idea. People can use it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're a first year, aren't you?
First year, yeah.
So, have you had many visits in your halls of residence?
No, but I live in Sherborne, so it's really off campus. So
I mean, there's a question there. Do you think candidates should make the effort to come out to Sherborne?
No, because here's the thing. I genuinely disagree with the idea that people should go into other people's accommodation and basically pressure them to vote.
Okay.
Because I believe in. This is going to get very philosophical, but I think it's secret ballot and all that. Stop peer pressure. Stop intimidation.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's an interesting perspective for sure. So you think that there's too much of this kind of stuff about vote now, who are you voting for? Because you think it should be, people should.
Well, because the idea is, I think that we want to give the illusion that people genuinely believe in the SU, people genuinely believe in the democracy.
Okay.
But I think in general, most students on campus don't really care. Especially not about the very political things. It's mainly the bus times I think that they care about.
Fair enough. Well, it's an interesting perspective on the actual elections. Thank you for speaking to us, Dom.
No, it's quite all right. Have a good evening.
Enjoy your evening. Yeah. Well, there we have it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Decision 2019, and it's time for your next sabbatical officer team to be revealed, and our first set of results is for sports officer. My area of expertise, when they were divvying these out, they took on my athletic build, my involvement in sports, my knowledge, my passion, but the sports officer coordinates all of Warwick sporting activities with Warwick Sport, from Warwick Active to Bucks. And this is the biggest job is, of course, the annual varsity competition against Coventry, which we won for the 29th year in a row last week. Big up to Team Warwick. And to give you the official result, let's welcome Sports Coordinator Lloyd.
Hi everyone. Too much. Bel's really sorry that he couldn't be here today, but he has given me a few words to share with you all. So sport was Bel's entire university experience. He apologises to his lecturers and seminar tutors, but that's just the honest truth. And that is also the reason he ran to be sports officer in the first place, to make sport as great as it could be for students like himself and thousands of others within the Team Warwick community. Despite issues earlier on in the year, sport has absolutely thrived in the last 6 months. Campaign engagement is up. We've had our first fully competitive sports exec election. And of course, the biggest ever varsity win. And it is all down to the great work of the fantastic sports clubs that exist here at Warwick. Bal is so proud of all the clubs and individuals who've gone above and beyond their call of duty this year. He's so proud of the incredible things that they've achieved, be it on the pitch, around campus, or for charity. But most of all, he is so proud of the candidates who have worked incredibly hard this week and who have such incredible ideas and want to make that they want to implement to help students next year. Sport has taken a leap forward this year, so here is to the next sports officer who will take it even further. This is the right one, yeah? Yeah. In Belle's absence, it is my absolute privilege to announce that your new sports officer is Charlotte Lloyd.
I'm really, really excited to get started. Thank you so much to my campaign team because they were absolutely amazing. Like, literally, guys, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. You kept me so going all throughout this week. And yeah, just thank you, everyone. Woo.
Now we're going to go to some results analysis from our resident analyst, Adam the Blundog. Blunden.
Right, hello, let's have a look at this race then, shall we? Charlotte and Amelia emerge as clear leaders in the first round. Thomas Shea drops out in our first round. It's still neck and neck, but again, we've got another candidate to drop, and so Joe Quick drops out. Has it? Cool. There's no real change again, so the next person to drop out is Ron. Cool. Northern Jono finally falls to give us our final two totals, with Charlotte elected by less than 100 votes. Barnaby.
Time for the awkward transition to the candidate sofa interview. Charlotte, congratulations. You must be delighted. There's your microphone.
Thanks.
How does it feel?
Yeah, really good, because I've got an essay due next week, and if I had another one, I'd have been quite disappointed that I haven't done my essay, but now it's fine.
Yeah, now you have a legitimate excuse, which is always great. So using the same excuse for my essay's here.
Yeah.
So how was the last week? What were you feeling? What was the vibe around campus when you were campaigning? Did you feel like you had a good chance of winning?
Yeah, I mean, everyone was so positive, but like Amelia ran such a good campaign as well, and the other people didn't really seem to be running that much. But no, it was really
Please show
close.
some respect to big man Northern Jono.
Yeah, I mean, but no, it was. I never really knew. Like, I don't think the results showed. No one ever really knew which way it was going to go. So just really thankful to those like less than 100 people who swayed it, I guess.
And so, what are your big things, your big plans for next year? For those of you who might not have read your manifesto, if you haven't, shame on you.
Yeah, I got a few big plans. So I want to lobby Akuma for an online shop. Been going on about that one for a while. I did have an idea for a teamwork app, so I want to get that one going. Loads of things around debunking the myths of like lad culture, peer pressure, alcoholism, things like that. Just liberation campaigns and using the teamwork community of sport to like really push that.
Fantastic. And final question, what is your plan for the rest of the evening?
Plan for the rest of the evening is probably just like watch everyone else and like encourage everyone else, but also celebrate with my campaign team because they are the ones who won this for me, I think. So,
Charlotte Lloyd, everyone, your next sports officer. Just give the mic. Next up is your next societies officer. The societies officer oversees all the university societies, from big media societies populated by hot young go-getters like us, societies reflecting interests as broad as chess or Lego. To announce the result, you guessed it, it's the incumbent societies officer. Let's have a big hand, foot, or indeed any part of your body for Leo Palmer.
Thank you very much, Barnaby. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Societies Officer results. What a change. Yes, give it up for Societies. What a change it has been from last year. We had snow, fires, and strikes, and one officer running, me. This year, we have 5 incredible nominees running for Societies Officer. And I'm so happy to look at all their manifestos and see all the ideas. And know each and every one of them, whoever wins, will be a great addition to the new Sabbatical team. This year, societies have gone above and beyond what they have in the previous years. Membership's up, engagement's up, and I'm so happy for every single one of them. And I know elections coming up as well for societies execs, so I wish all the new execs the best of luck. So without further ado, we'll go on to the results. I really don't know who this is, so I'm really excited. The next Societies Officer is Luke Mapper!
Hey guys, I'm sorry, I've already cried once, I'm probably going to cry again. But thank you so much to everyone that's voted. Thank you to all of my campaign team. It's been incredible. It's been incredible to see like how many friends you've got that will rally around you and kind of completely devote their time for you for the week. Thank you to the democracy team. They've been absolutely incredible this week. And above all that, the rest of the candidates. Honestly, I've made some amazing friends this week, both people that I was running against and running for other positions. Honestly, everyone's incredible. Everyone's done an amazing job, and everyone should be so, so proud of themselves. And yeah, I look forward to delivering on my manifesto in the year to come. It's going to be a good one. Thank you very, very much.
It's Blundog.
Right, let's have a look at this race then, and trust me, this was a really good one. In the first, Nikita and Luke and Sophie all emerge as clear front runners. In the first round, Ron drops out. Okay. There's no change after Ron drops out, and so the next candidate to drop out is Shelja. And then in the third round, Jack simply can't hold enough votes, and it becomes a three-way race between Sophia, Luke, and Nikita. It's closer between Nikita and Luke, but Sophie just can't break ahead of either of them. The next round is so key. Sophie drops out, and it leaves us with a winner, Luke Meffam, by only 39 votes.
So, Luke, the winner, congratulations, first
Thank
of all.
you very much.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sofa interviews. So, first question, what has been the best experience of this week, would you say?
I'd say just meeting so many people, kind of like gathering around with all my mates, and like at times it's been really hard. There's been some mornings I've been going around on my own, feeling like it's just not like it's not going well, kind of thing. But then all your mates rally around you, and honestly, it's incredible. And it's just been so much fun with the other candidates as well. All kind of seeing each other on the travels. Yeah, it's been amazing.
And so, obviously, what is one of the priorities of your manifesto that you're going to try and implement? What have you been, and what's something that maybe has resonated with the students the most, do you think, this week?
So I think a lot of it, a lot of kind of the thing that people have kind of grasped onto is the kind of reducing bureaucracy in event planning. I was a social sec last year and a president this year, so I know how frustrating it can sometimes be to organise events and having so many different
I feel
forms.
the same burden.
So
no shade, SU. We love you, really.
Yeah, we love you. You'll do a great job. But it seems stupid that we've got 3 forms that you have to submit every time you run an event.
Yeah.
Just put them all in one form. They've all got to be submitted, so put them in one form.
So now, you're president of Maths Society, yeah?
Correct, yep.
Okay, so Now, I do politics, so I know absolutely nothing about maths.
I don't know
What
much
kind of
more.
events do you do as Maths Society?
So Maths Society, I got into it initially, myself and Johnny up there, who has been absolutely incredible this week. We both ran for Social Sec, and so we do lots of kind of like social events. There's also the academic talks. We do Maths Cafe, like academic support every week. Women in Maths coffee mornings, they're great, get a really, really good turnout, and just kind of like trying to promote equal opportunities in maths. So it really is a great society, and I've absolutely loved being a part of it.
I feel like I've just learned a lot. And I probably will learn more as the night goes on. Maybe not about maths, but about life, about everything. To go back to your manifesto, we talked about like bureaucracy is a big thing, and you talked also in your manifesto, I remember, about reducing society's federation fee or abolishing it for academic societies.
Yes.
How do you sort of plan to start that conversation with the SU? It's a big change for a lot of societies.
Yeah, so it's something that that I've kind of always thought throughout my degree is it acts as just another cost barrier to education, really. And obviously, a lot of people do pay SocsFed to join their academic society, so obviously it's not going to be easy on the cost front. But I think it's a kind of something that we could try and get in a dialogue with the university about, because essentially these academic societies are kind of they're kind of supplementing education, which we're already paying like over £9,000 for. So I don't see why the university shouldn't pay an extra £19 per student so that they can join their academic society. And I don't think it would be easy, but it's something that I'm prepared to kind of fight the university for and really get them to get involved with.
Cool. Now, I remember, because I was on a campaign team last year, and I remember waking up really, really early in the morning on Monday and getting up, sitting up, doing those signs. Where were you waiting to put up signs, if you were?
Well, I was actually in Prague on Monday morning on maths tour.
Amazing!
Which doesn't sound
Oh my
amazing,
goodness.
but so I got back. It was amazing. Thank you. Yeah, it was very, very good. It was really very, very nice. It's my first time. But no, it was a tour we organised ages ago, and then I kind of realised like, oh, it happens to be on the same week as election week. That's not ideal. But luckily, a lot of my friends. One friend in particular, Megan, has been absolutely incredible. She made all our T-shirts, all of our signs over the weekend and stuff. Really helped bring everything together. Delivered the signs to everyone for Monday morning. Put them out. And I woke up in bed to a load of photos, and then we'll put the signs up. I did all my social media go live, and honestly, that was the moment that I realised that like all my friends are amazing, and they had my back 100%, and it was incredible to see.
And I remember going around campus, I've seen a lot of your socks hanging off the trees, and a few of them had some good memes on them.
Yes.
Who was the creative genius behind that? Because I think that's an amazing way to campaign, to like see like something that's fun when you're walking around campus.
Yes, there was quite a few. I mean, Sean made the Clippy meme. Yes, I know Liam appreciated that one. There was obviously also the Oprah meme. There's quite a few behind that. You had Jacob up there, Fiona, who's not here tonight, and again, Megan. Johnny was behind all the memes on Facebook and that video that was very shouty, which I did feel like a bit of a twat walking around campus on Wednesday afternoon shouting in a suit.
Look, we all have to do things for campaigns that we might never do again.
Exactly. It was good fun.
No, I remember climbing on top of things, and we were holding like iPads to get people to say the lines right when we were making the videos last year. It's all a bit of a challenge.
Got to be done. It's got to be done.
But so, as part of the sabbatical officer team, because you're not just alone. It's you with all the other SABs. How do you see yourself working in that dynamic, and kind of what things do you think as a sabbatical officer team you'd really like to do for students?
I think kind of I want to just work to deliver on my manifesto basically, and just kind of try and sort out the whole university disciplinary procedure at the moment. Obviously, there's quite a lot of work to be done there, and that's not something that can easily be done. And it's not going to be quick. I appreciate that, but just kind of keep pushing the university to make sure that they are making progress on that, and that they are feeding back to students with that, because we all do deserve to know that. So I think. And whoever ends up being on the sabbatical officer team, like I've absolutely loved working with everyone this week. So whoever it is, it's going to be an awesome team, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And if I can do a few like sort of more fun questions.
Absolutely.
So what's your drink at Terrace Bar? What's your drink of choice?
Woo!
Thanks to the Terrace Bar team out in force tonight.
Hey. So I'm one of those weird people that actually orders purple.
You
not
order
a
purple
circle.
to drink?
Yeah. So we were actually, myself and Johnny were walking around Roots about half an hour before voting closed with a purple and a Summersby in hand, getting those final votes.
Fantastic.
It was good fun, but yeah, I'd say purple.
What is your favourite accommodation on campus?
Accommodation.
This is going to be controversial, everyone.
It's going to have
Hold
to
our
be.
breath.
Going to have to go back to my roots and go for sherbs.
Sherbs.
Woo!
A cheer from Liam Jackson.
Although we went to Westwood last night, and everyone at Westwood was great. So much fun.
the untapped resources that
Yeah,
you don't
amazing.
realise until you go on the campaign trail just how
Absolutely.
lovely Westwood actually is.
Yeah, they were great.
I know. I get lost there very often. Going to the post room was a bit of a struggle for me in first year, I have to admit. So I've done drink at the Terrace Bar. I've done your favourite halls. Who's your favourite Sab?
Oh, my favourite Sab. Ooh.
Leo is etching his neck up. Gemma is posing. Ben is being pointed at.
Do you know what?
Liam's also posing.
I'd say there's one person this week that's actually been like incredible to me, like always supportive, and that's Ben. And
there you go,
honestly,
first of the night. We'll get the count going.
He's come up to me on so many times this week, and just like when I'm not like feeling amazing, and he's always come up to me and be like, "Luke, you're doing an amazing job," and his team, and like honestly, they've been lovely, and I can't thank them enough, because sometimes on my worst days they've picked me up, so they're great.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that.
No worries,
we're now
you.
going to move on to the next section, I think.
Amazing.
What is that?
Ooh.
And now we're going, oh, God, I've lost my page on my script, sorry. So we're going to go to another break now. Thanks, everyone, for bearing with me there. Where those who are watching from the piazza or at home can enjoy an explainer of the electoral system used to elect the SU officers. How sexy. A slightly younger, longer-haired Barnaby is going to explain how the system works with the help of a very special friend. We'll be back with you shortly.
The Warwick Students' Union Sabbatical Officer elections. So many great candidates. God, I wish I was out there voting myself.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'm Barnaby. As you know, this week are the Warwick University Students' Union Sabbatical Officer elections. 7 different positions and any number of candidates battling it out to be the victor. It's all very complicated, which is why I've recruited my young booster compatriot Dan to help explain exactly how the elections work.
As Barnaby said, there can only be one victor. But what if your name isn't Victor? That's why the Warwick SU uses a single transferable vote method. In most elections in the UK, we use the first-past-the-post system, where the candidate with the most votes wins. However, in a system where there can be any number of candidates, this doesn't seem quite fair.
Single transferable vote is a preferential voting system. You can cast any number of votes for as many candidates as there are, in order of preference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many candidates there are, or that you want to vote for.
If a candidate receives more than 50% of the vote in the first round, all well and good, they've been elected. However, if no candidate receives more than 50% of the vote in the first round, this is where the transferable part of the single transferable vote comes in.
Remember those preferences we mentioned earlier? If a candidate fails to win 50% or more of the vote in the first round, the candidate with the fewest votes is eliminated, and their preferences reallocated amongst the remaining candidates.
This process continues until a candidate receives more than 50% of the vote and is therefore elected.
I know what you're thinking. Don't ask how. Doesn't this mean that a candidate who receives fewer votes than the candidate in the first, second or third round of the elections could end up winning? Yes, that's absolutely true. But with 50% of the vote, they ultimately reflect, to some degree, the will of a majority of voters.
The Students' Union hasn't come up with a single transferable vote out of nowhere. Single transferable vote is used to elect the Parliament of several European countries, including Ireland, as well as the Northern Irish Assembly.
In short, single transferable vote makes your vote go further. Your favoured candidate unsuccessful? Don't worry, your second, third, fourth, however many preferences are still counted, meaning that everyone is fairly represented.
Now that you know how the voting system works, why not do it? Go to warwicksu.com to vote for your next set of sabbatical officers.
Jodie, after all of that, could you tell us how single transferable vote works?
You have a preference and a numbers, so your favourite is first, and then your second favourite is second, and then when the votes are being decided, it takes into account your preference, and then it needs 50% for a victor.
So I'm here with Liam Jackson, current SU president. Liam, can you give us some of your thoughts on the election this year? I know you're going to go into them a little bit later, but...
No, thank you for having me. I think it's been really interesting this year. Very different to what happened last year. It was awful. There was
I remember well.
Snow, strikes, a small fire, was really, really hard to get the vote out because no one was here. I mean, even this event got cancelled. It was awful, you know. I never got my rosette, so that's sad. But
that is sad. That's very sad. A shame, Liam. A real shame.
I know, that's the biggest tragedy. But no, this year there's been so many candidates. The engagement has been so high with students. You know.
Fantastic turnout this year as well. We've already seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Highest on record for quite a while now.
Let's say that. Why not? You know.
I think that's what I heard in the green room. So I'll go off of my statistics.
Absolutely. So it's gone really well, and that's really important because that gives the officers more legitimacy, more accountability as well. So I'm just really excited to see the rest of the team who wins, and see them smashing and winning it for students next year.
Now, I don't mean to offend you, Liam, but you're quite old here. You've been here for 5 years.
5 years.
How does this kind of compare to the years you've seen previously as a student and as a student officer?
Yeah, so it's quite nice not to be on a campaign team
I can imagine.
or running myself. Every single year I've been here, I've been either in an election or helping out an election.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to look back from it. But no, it's something about this year. It's been very, loads of candidates, as I said before, loads of engagement, and it just seems to be a nice atmosphere as well. I think, as we heard from Luke, people are getting on really well, which is really, really important. And yes, you're absolutely right. I am old now, so
don't mean to offend, but I wanted to throw it out to everyone, just to let everyone know that Liam is really old.
I'm 23 years old. I'm not that old. But it's time for me to go now. But it's nice to see who's going to be next.
So what has been one of your favourite memories of campaigning, whether it be from those first times you were involved just helping out, from the campaigns you've run yourself, or even from this year? What have been those highlights for you?
So, I mean, when I first got involved in my first year, I had no idea what I was getting myself in for, I thought putting up a couple of posters and painting some signs would be fine, but no, you get dragged into everything. And that's actually really, really cool, the effort that goes into these campaigns, it's incredible, really, really is. And so that was fun. But when I was running my own campaigns, and running in the campaigns, it was just amazing just to speak to loads and loads of people. Honestly, it's the hardest week of your life. It's you hate it, but also you'll love it. It's so exhilarating. You're running on just adrenaline by the end of the week. You're exhausted, but speaking to thousands of students, literally thousands of students, hearing what they have to say, that's the best part of it. It really is good fun.
Now I've helped you on campaigns before, Liam. I'll keep my biases aside, and I remember you particularly having a frozen vegetable lasagna in a kitchen in Claycroft with you and the campaign team. Now, that's obviously a big part of it, is the camaraderie of the teams together. Do you feel like you've seen that dynamic this year with campaign teams, or has it been something you've not been able to observe as much from the outside?
No, that's a really good point. I'd always put on a good spread. I thought
you really did. Garlic bread galore with Liam. I tell you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
He treats you well if you're on his campain teams.
Beer, pizza, all that sort of stuff. It's an investment. But it's really important to treat your team really well, and I haven't really seen that this year because obviously I've been away from it. I hope it carries on because you've got to look after your team. The team are the ones that win it for you, and I still find it incredible the amount of time, effort, and energy people help out, and that's the best bit about it. So I really hope that candidates have been giving them lots of sweeties, lots of beer, because otherwise what's the point?
Now, this year we've seen a big push within the union about democracy, about promoting elections. We've seen democracy assistants out nearly every week from the beginning of term. How do you think that's impacted? Obviously, we've seen turnout massively impact, but do you think that's actually engaged students with democracy more?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of two things. I've been thinking about this. Why is so much more engagement out there? Why have we got more candidates? I think Welcome Week really, really, really helped engagement. A win.
Another officer win.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Finally, but that straight away got people understanding what the SU is, why it's important to engage in all sorts of different things. But yeah, we've put significant more investment and resource into actually making democracy more accountable, more legitimate, and so we have democracy assistants out and about to really, really get the message out there. And we've got our new Make Your Mark campaign as well, so goodbye Ron the hamster, for those who remember him. But now we've got a finger pointing at you. I think it's a nicer campaign, a bit more stronger message, why actually, you should bother voting.
Yeah.
So all these things together, has been amazing, and that's why, it's paying off dividends.
Now, we'll move on from the serious questions. I asked Luke just then what was his drink of choice at Terrace Bar. Liam, right back at you.
I'm a bit of a cheapskate.
Okay.
You know, bus stop Carlsberg.
We do love Bus Stop. Who doesn't love Bus Stop? I've had to introduce so many freshers to the concept of Bus Stop this year. The masses need educating, I
It
think, on
changed
that.
your life.
But Terrace Bar's seen an amazing leap in terms of, we have now a cocktail, Juicy going on at Terrace Bar, Reflector this year, and Glow. That boom in events, do you feel like the SU is actually finally being a bit more responsive to what students want? And as much as I love Pop and Disco Dave, moving away from cheesy events to stuff that is really celebrating the diversity of our campus, and that means the music taste, the identities, all everything like that.
I think you're absolutely right. You know, we've still got a long way to go, but I think actually that engagement again with the commercial services that we operate has shot up, and you know, there's so many people to thank for that. You know, in the commercial department, they've been really on it this year to actually step up their game and put on some great events, and we can see how popular they are. You know, it doesn't have to always be pop.
I know
and school
every
days.
time I go on my Facebook feed, it's always photos from Juicy, friends tagging friends, and everything like that. So now you've still got a bit of time left on your officer term this year. What are your priorities for the rest of your term? What are the big things you're trying to tackle within the university, within the SU?
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Thankfully now I'm a bit of a lame duck, so I can get on and just do what I want. But no, the disciplinary system at the university obviously has to be a priority for me. I want to get, a real good win for students would be to see it as a transparent process and putting victims and survivors at the heart of everything that we do. I think that is something I will take a lot of time to do. A couple of things in my manifesto, like what I carry on with. I really want to get my rate my landlord tool. Pretty sure that will happen soon. I really want to get a multi-year socks and sports federation fee. So hopefully, that Luke can then take that on and do other things with it. But those are my three things.
Yeah.
I will get there.
I'm sure you will, Liam. I'm sure you will. And now you're also a delegate to NUS conference coming up over the Easter break. NUS has made the news a lot recently about its financial trouble, about a lot of the political decision making. What are the things you want to say to students about the NUS, about why we're engaging with it, and about what you want to see come out of the NUS at this year's conference?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No,
it's
not
a bit
at
of
all.
a big question.
Yeah, it really is, but it's a really important one because, I've never been, lying about what my position is. I think the NUS needs fundamental and drastic radical change. It really does. It's not serving the needs of students. It's not really using its power to make education, more inclusive and accessible. It can do so much more to do that. But also, we need an NUS. We need to be in the NUS. Students save so much money being within the NUS, and it's great. So I want to work out with students how we get there, how we actually get to that place, because there's a consultation coming up soon. I want to be working with students to say, actually, what do we want to see in the future of NUS? Really important.
Now, to go on, not a rumour, but you were social sec of Warwick Politics Society, and I've heard that the circles were infamous. What is your favourite circle game to play on a Wednesday night?
It's got to be a classic Zummy.
Zummy, come on.
Simple game, but people still manage to really screw it up. So that's always fun to see. But yeah, no, I did run some bean circles or something.
And what was the worst game to play? What was the one was the hardest to kind of keep on top of?
People just don't get Roman numerals. They can't do it. Like sexy Roman numerals even further. No way. And like
I do mess that one up every single time, I think.
but I think that also the most fun to watch is any boat races. They're always good fun. Trying to make sure people don't cheat and just seeing everyone just get absolutely hammered is always hilarious in that one.
And now, you were not voted by Luke as his favourite Sab this week. Sadly, that title went to someone else. But I'm going to wrap now up because I've spoken enough to you now. We'll see you later on stage. Thank you for coming onto it, Liam, and we will be back to the results very shortly. Hello everyone, we're back and we're ready to do it all over again. This time announcing your postgraduate officer. Now the postgraduate officer works to represent the large postgraduate community on campus, which is about 40% of the student body. Postgraduate welfare, teaching and housing are some of the many issues that postgraduate officer covers. To announce the winner, we have this year's current postgraduate officer, Ellie King. Hello, everybody.
I've really enjoyed my time as postgrad officer this year so far. I think it's a really difficult role, especially to engage the postgrad community. They're not particularly into all the SU pop societies, all of that kind of stuff. But I've done my best, I find. However, it has been on hold for a little bit since January, really, because I've taken over the DDO role a bit and run these elections because of a certain person who didn't fancy it for himself. And I would like to claim all the credit in the fact that we got, thank you, that we got the highest number of candidates we've had for ages. And I don't think this has been said yet, but we got the second highest vote in a long time. We've had 6,347 votes, which is amazing. I wanted 7,000, but that was long gone. Where's my envelope? I have my envelope, so without further ado, I would like to announce that the winner, opening envelopes really hard when you're like this, that the next postgrad officer is Alice Churn.
Hello, I have nothing prepared to say. The end. Thank you very much to anyone that voted for me, and thank you to anyone that didn't. Whatever. Sorry. I'm sorry that I cried so much. To everybody that's seen me cry, I'm really sorry. You've all been lovely. It's been a nice week, even though it's also been horrible. The end. Thank you. Sorry. What do you want me to do now?
Analysis from the Blundog himself.
3 candidates, 1 race. Let's see what happened. Over 60% of the vote in the first round. Alice elected straight away.
That was a very short analysis. Thank you, Adam. Concise. If all the races were like that.
What do you want from me? Okay.
They're walking over to the sofa. They're ready for another sofa session.
This is going really well. So, Alice, this is going to be a lovely chat, actually.
This is nice. Oh, hello.
I mean, I spent the last year constantly annoying Alice.
I don't think you've
with various-
annoyed me. I think you've just, whatever.
Maybe. Basically, not a week goes past without either an email or an in-person visit from me or one of the other people from Raw going, Alice, can you do this? Is there anything I asked you to do last week? There's nothing happened yet. It needs to happen now, please. Sorry. Is that okay? So then I saw running for a postgrad officer, and my first thought was basically she was like, I need to get out of being societies coordinator.
You're not allowed to say that.
Apologies to the other societies coordinators. I love you all. But obviously, it's been a tough week for you. I mean, I have to say, you have looked frazzled every time I've seen you this week. But it must be nice to, be a bit, have the vindication.
Yeah, I feel a lot better. I think I'm a very emotional person, so I've cried even when I'm not justified in my crying. And I feel like all the other candidates have been like, why is this girl crying all the time? So I'm sorry, I guess. But also, I'm not sorry. Cry when you gotta cry. Thank you.
So, I mean, obviously it's been a stressful week. What kind of stuff have you been up to with, on the campaign trail? As you're running for postgraduate officer, I assume there isn't quite so much kind of, going into kitchens, not so much visiting pop circles.
Yeah, I was definitely like, I cannot go to pop. I've never been. I can't do it. I'm really, really sorry. Like, I know that you guys love pop. I've never, maybe one day. It's on my bucket list, whatever. Yeah, I've kind of just been hanging about, handing out flyers. I don't know, whatever.
Enough. Obviously, we've had a lot of talk about postgraduates. Their engagement with the university is a little bit different to your undergraduate. I mean, I'm speaking as a postgraduate myself, though perhaps not quite the same because I was at Warwick before, and I also love pints. So maybe I'm not quite the same model as the classic postgrad. But what kind of stuff do you think you can offer over the next year to improve the postgrad experience, and what kind of stuff does improve the postgrad experience?
Yeah, so I think like I didn't do my undergrad at Warwick, which I think is why I found the experience so different to what you say yourself. Like, I think just engaging postgrads in the union and making them realise that the union is there for us as much as it is for any other student, and making postgrads really realise that it's like we're all one and we're all together and all that nice stuff.
What kind of activities or programs would you like to introduce for postgrads in particular?
I think that I would definitely like to get postgrads engaged more in like societies and sports. I'd really like to do taster sessions, so it feels like we don't have to fully commit to things without before like trying them. So societies and sports feel like they can kind of engage postgrads without us having to be like, oh, we're going to give you all of our money.
Fair enough. I'm trying to think something else to chat about. I mean, this is fun. I'm enjoying this.
Okay, that's nice.
Normally, one of us is busy, or the other person is busy, so it's only running in and being like, "Oh, can you sign this? Or can you do this?"
Yeah, I do sign a lot of things for you.
On that note, please approve the money request form.
On Monday,
My boy Connor needs his T-shirt. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, having come from a different university to Warwick to do an MA, what have you said has been the major differences? Crucially, how is Warwick better than your previous university?
I think that Warwick has a very nice atmosphere. I kind of feel the sense that like Warwick students kind of care about each other. I think that's obvious with all the protests that happened following the group chat. Like that really like warmed my soul. Like it was so nice to see everyone kind of come together. And I think that harvesting that energy that people had for each other and bringing that forward into the next year is really important. We shouldn't let that energy that people had die out. So that's what I like about Warwick, without being too mean about anywhere else.
What do you think Warwick can do better to help students coming from outside to adapt more? Because as a kind of internal postgrad, a lot of students are complaining. I hear them complaining a lot about stuff Warwick have done. Oh, I don't hear about this. Information's not spread around enough. What kind of obstacles do you think there are to kind of really integrating new students in?
Yeah, I think it's just about being opening and welcome and making people realise that it's like this is a community and we want more people to be a part of it. I think that it's very easy to get caught up in like, oh, the people we know, the systems we're used to, but like, a university is a university and there's constantly new people coming in, it's constantly changing. So I think that, Warwick's already quite good at it, but I think like making sure that everything's as open and as possible is a good way forward.
Fab. We've got a bit longer to chat now, much to your delight, I'm sure. Now, one Warwick institution that I know you're very familiar with from a couple of weekends ago is Kelsey's. So, a number of questions on the Kelsey's experience. First of all, did you have Eliminator, and did you like it?
I did. I'd never been before, but Leo bought it. It was nice, but I was already quite drunk by that point, so to be honest, he could have given me wee, and I would have been like, yeah, it was amazing.
I've heard rumours that is a secret ingredient.
Sorry, that was gross.
Have you heard any of the talk about what's in Eliminator?
I honestly have no idea. Like I say, Leo was like, here you go, and I was like, sure.
Tell you what, here's some hot information for the viewers at home who don't know this. I've been told by someone who works at Kelsey's, it's 6 random shots, they don't care what, a bottle of Lambrusco, not Lambrine, it's too expensive, a can of any energy drink, and orange juice.
Okay, well, fair enough.
How can something so disgusting be so good?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I do not remember.
Very sad. You met me. How can you have forgotten that? It's very upsetting. This is just turning into a personal grievance session. I apologise. Yeah. I apologise profusely.
We'll just talk about our feelings.
Oh no, that's not. Yes, I've been around Leamington much as the main kind of town around the university. How have you found it?
I did not hear what you just said. Sorry.
I do talk quite fast. So you've been around Leamington much?
Yeah, I live in Leamington.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
It would be weird if I hadn't. I don't know. I'm new to the area. It's nice. It's very fancy.
It is quite fancy.
It is too fancy to be like a student town, I feel. Like when I first came here, coming from Liverpool, I was like, this is way too fancy. Too nice. You've got it too good.
Talk on the concept of housing. How do you think postgrad housing gets treated? Is there anything you'd like to do on that?
Yeah, I think that maybe it would be nice to kind of get postgrads to kind of be in houses together. I know when I was looking, I just ended up in a house, and I don't live with postgrads. I live with like grown-up professionals that have real grown-up lives. I know, how
We
strange.
don't like them.
So it would be nice to have met more postgrads in my housing, but I mean, yeah.
What about with regards to campus? Do you think more needs to be done for postgrad accommodation on campus maybe? I know that there are kind of postgrad blocks, but they're kind of few and far between, and you do sometimes end up with sort of PhD students in their third years living with first-year undergrads.
Yeah, I think I never felt like living on campus was right for me. I think I felt like that was not the option I wanted to take or route I wanted to go down. I mean, I understand why people would have, but it would have been quite nice if there was kind of a place that I felt like, yeah, this is right, this is for postgrads, this is where I can go. But I don't know, I kind of wanted to live in Leamington. I thought it'd be nice house.
Okay, finally, hit us. Top 3 things you're looking forward to doing next year as postgrad officer.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to kind of working with postgrads, building up a community, meeting lots of people that care about things. I'm looking forward to kind of making sure that postgrads feel like there's a place that they can go, and I'm looking forward to fighting for like fair teaching contracts and making sure that student-staff relations are like not bad. Sorry, I'm not making any sense, but like, you know what I mean. Anyway, it's fine.
Well, there we are. Congratulations, Alice Churm, next year's postgraduate officer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congrats. Next up is Democracy and Development Officer, but we're going to kick back to Alex for a bit because she's going to have a little chat with us, aren't you, Alice?
Sure am. About the Democracy and Development.
Development Officer, just shoot the breeze.
I'll just tell you about my life. It's going all right at the moment. No, I'm kidding. You don't care about all of that. So Democracy and Development Officer covers everything from SU elections, just like the one we've been going through, and and to NUS relations and student experience like food and drink outlets on campus and amenities as well. So to announce that result, we have the incumbent DDO for this year, someone I put a lot of energy into last year, so I hope he does a good speech now, otherwise I'll be really annoyed, Ben Newsham.
Hello, everybody. You'll have to forgive me if I don't have a speech prepared or I don't have my shirt ironed. I've had something on this week. It was quite big. It's kept me busy, but it's over now, so I can go back to being DDO. I've had a great term as DDO. I've had a great second term as DO. I love both sides of the job. They're great. I do have to say thank you to the Democracy team, both for record-breaking autumn elections turnout. That one was me, 100%. And for all the amazing things that have come out of the spring elections, I'm taking at least a third of the credit. At least a third. Some of it was me. But you don't care about me. I'm old news. Let's get on with it. So, I have ruined the envelope. Bear with me. Your next Democracy and Development Officer is Millie Last.
I didn't write a speech because I didn't want to jinx it, but I just wanted to say thank you to all my friends that did most of the legwork for this, really, and kind of held me up for the last few weeks. I don't know. Thanks to my competitors for being like legends, and like we actually. Yes, Luke, you were an absolute babe. I think we were our own support network this week. Thanks, Mark Zuckerberg, for facilitating my campaign online. And I'm thanking God that I don't have to go back to my parents' home next year. This is so low down. I feel quite nauseous, but I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good year, and I hope I don't let you all down. Thank you to everyone who voted.
You know what time it is.
Let's see if this race was as close as the postgrad one. No. First round, 63% of the vote. Luke Shortland came close, but was still over 1,600 votes away. Barnaby.
Hello, welcome back to Sofa Sessions with Alex. My mic is caught. Right, so Millie.
Yes.
DDO.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
How are you feeling right now? Probably a bit ambushed
very,
and shocked.
very
but
nauseous. If I'm honest, nauseous. It's my emotional state and physical.
Okay, so we'll kind of pause, let you take your breath a little bit, and just tell us a little bit about some of your favourite memories from the campaign this week.
Monday morning was a big scare. I arrived with a very, very small campaign team. There was 4 of us, and 2 of us were very, very nervous.
Yeah.
And we arrived incredibly late as well, and everyone was like, "Oh God, you're a bit optimistic, aren't you?" So we were running around, just the 4 of us, desperately trying to put up signs when everyone was queuing.
Did you get all the way out to Westwood with them? No. Did you get to the medical school?
I did. You know what? I dominated Gibbet Hill, so shout out to Gibbet Hill.
Maybe that's where all the votes came from. They saw your signs and they knew Millie cares about us up here.
Yeah, I think so.
And so, what are your sort of top priorities this year? I know DDO is something that encompasses democracy and development, so buses, food outlets on campus, that's a lot of things, but what are those priorities for you?
I obviously want to make the SU more representative, because I don't think it is at the moment, and that's a shame. Buses obviously going to be top of my agenda, but the real reason I ran is because I want to single-handedly save the planet, so hopefully sustainability and making sure that
So a lot of close work with the Environment and Ethics Officer this year,
hopefully, because she's an absolute babe as well, so.
Fantastic. So when I was talking to Luke, I was asking him, what's your favourite drink at Terrace Bar? I'll ask you the same question.
Oh, God. I just think double vodka anything.
Double vodka anything.
Double vodka
Big choice.
anything.
I like it. That's my sort of pre-circle drink of choice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll stop in
Classy,
Terrace Bar during bus stop before I go to Circle.
It's so bloody cheap.
I know. I can't. Are you going to maintain the prices at bus stop?
I'll halve them.
We'll see if we hold to that one at next year's big decision.
No, it's not.
Manager at the Terrace Bar is not liking this chat. So you're in your final year now. What has been one of your favourite memories at Warwick?
Oh, I don't know. I think I arrived and really lucked out with my flat and roots, and we've stuck together the whole 3 years. So it's a good group of us. I've just made really good friends here without being really cringy.
And now to ask a sort of maybe deep question, what was it that got you involved with environmental activism? If that's one of your big priorities about saving the planet, kind of where did that all start from?
I don't want to sound really cliche, but I'm a vegan, and and I originally did it for the animals, and now I'm it's just scary, isn't it? I feel like
I know these
it could happen any
temperatures
time.
compared to last year.
It's nice, but is it?
It was lovely. I was like, oh my god, I'm living in summer again. But then you suddenly clock, you're like, but the polar bears.
Yeah, but the polar bears.
And that was when I was like, suddenly I don't like the sun so much. I don't want that ice cream. I don't want that drink on the piazza. No. So buses, a big topic, and obviously I think anyone in here has probably been caught in the many hours of stagecoach waiting for buses, on the bus, trying to get into campus, trying to get off campus. Kind of, what do you want to do to tackle the transport issues around this university? I know it's a hot button issue every single year.
In terms of big plans, I would really like to talk to the university about developing a university-run bus, and I know it's rumoured, and I know it sounds too big and unrealistic, but whatever. It'll be really good to look at that, and I'd like live tracking on the My Warwick app, so people aren't just stuck out waiting for a bus for what, half an hour.
I have the luxury of being a politics student, so I can watch them from the Pace Common Room.
Nice.
So I get to stay in the warm, but other students don't have that luxury, and I know that's something that will really help people.
And single-term tickets, I think they should be cheaper. People who can't afford to get the big one in one go shouldn't have to pay so much more for a single-term ticket.
That's really good. No, that's fantastic. So kind of talking a bit more about your uni experience. So you're in the Irish Society exec? Yeah?
Yeah, I am, yes.
Irish Society exec, everyone? No one,
Yeah,
not so much of
some
a
of
cheering
them
room for that
over
one? No? Okay, that's fine. So what was your role in that?
What was my role?
Yeah.
Marketing and IT. That's actually a promotion from just IT last year.
Well, that's fantastic.
A big step up.
And what have been the favourite things you've done with Irish Society, and kind of how have they all helped you this week? Have they been behind you?
They have. Bless them, they're all over there. I don't know if it's my favourite, but the most memorable is the horrible house party we had at top of Lem last term that got so packed, and the police arrived, and I had to like bouncer the entire event. That was horrible. A horrible night, but thanks, Irish.
Memorable.
Yeah, memorable.
Memorable, definitely. Now, I asked Liam in the break what his favourite circle game was. So what is your favourite circle game?
Oh, God.
He picked the controversial choice of Zummy Zummy. Not a game I love.
I hate that. And I get bruised on my thighs because of that game. Like, the slapping, I think I get too into it. So definitely not that. I don't know, I quite like the juicy ones like Never Have I Ever and
Yeah,
stuff.
they're good,
Like,
they're good.
a classic.
A lot of secrets revealed in those
Yeah.
times. I love that too. And what's your least favourite game? Like, obviously, you don't like Zummy Zummy, but
I hate Zimmy Zimmy. And I
think it's really bad as well. Whenever
what is to be gained from Zimmy
whenever
Zimmy?
someone starts off with it in circle, I'm always like, oh, again?
Like, yeah.
Again? Really?
Yeah, completely.
But no, like, thank you for that. Do you drink purple at circle, or are you a cider black person?
You know
or
what,
are you a
I did
non-drinker?
it once with straight vodka, and that was a mistake.
Straight vodka?
So since, it's been purple.
Oh my God.
A
Millie, you're
mistake.
braver than all of us.
Yeah,
Straight
thanks.
vodka. Oh my God. I think I would have actually just died.
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay, so what's your favourite drunk food? Because you're vegan, so
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of
just-
people are going to be like, oh my God, you just have a salad. Like,
Chips. Why does everyone forget chips are a
yeah,
thing?
they are vegan. Of course they are. Sorry.
Yeah, no, definitely chips.
You can tell I'm really abiding to my vegetarianism very closely now. I just don't know what foods are veggie and vegan. And so
Potato is, I heard.
Potato is.
Yeah.
Big news. Big
news.
news.
Big news for the vegan veggie
So
group.
in terms of vegan and vegetarian options, obviously that must be something that I know I've having converted to vegetarianism in January, I've noticed like the choice is quite limited.
Yeah.
What kind of your plans to expand that within the SU outlets, talking to the Warwick retail?
I'd love to get some like genuinely good options. Like I love all the like fake meat. I think fake meat's done really well these days. So why is it always just hummus and falafel?
As much as I love the
sick
hummus
of
and falafel,
I'm sick of falafel.
I can't
Get
fault
it
that.
out.
No, so what is your bread oven order then?
Well,
If we
this
don't-
week it's been hummus and like salad.
Hummus and
I
salad.
can't say I'm ever like pumped for it.
I quite like the mozzarella with the fresh basil.
Oh, nice.
I think that's
well,
a nice
I can't
bread
have
oven.
mozzarella, can I?
Oh no, of course.
So it really is quite a sad.
Someone needs to educate me a bit more about veganism, clearly, because I am not doing this one very well. Won't be converting to that anytime soon, clearly. Sorry about that. And what course did you study?
Classics.
Classics.
Yeah, so a small group of us.
Small but close knit.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, yeah.
You like to think so?
I think they turned out for this. I hope. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so what has been your favourite sort of thing to learn in classics? Like, I don't really know kind of what that really entails. Do you learn like ancient languages and stuff?
Yeah, I have done Latin for 2 years.
Can you say something in
It's
Latin?
so hard.
Can you say something in Latin?
Salve. I'm going to say omni. Salve omni. Hello, everyone.
Salve omni.
And that's, yeah, I don't even know if that's right either because I'm quite crap.
I feel like
did
we've both
badly
just done
last
our
year.
best there. That's fine. And so now you're now campaign week's over. What are you going back to doing on Monday?
I've got to write my dissertation in the next 2 weeks, so.
No small
and
task.
2 essays, so that's fine. Back on the
What is your
grind.
dissertation on?
The environment, actually.
The environment?
in ancient Rome and like
Wow.
their treatment of it.
Fantastic. You're going to be applying that to your work as DDO then?
Oh yeah.
Definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to me. Oh my God, sorry again. I have lost this script. I am absolutely terrible. So we're going to go to another break now so I can actually get myself together. We'll be taking a dive. Ooh. Bask in your glory. Bask in it. The room is going absolutely wild.
It's quite
we won't be
sweaty.
fulfilling that request. Thank you, Mafanwi Carville. So we're going to go to another break now. We're going to dive into the dusty, raw archives to learn more about the darker side of all this cardboard on campus. Some people aren't happy about it, and they are the Warwick Foundation for the Conservation of Cardboard Signs. Here's what they have to say.
The Warwick Students' Union spring elections are generally considered to be the linchpin of activity here at the University of Warwick. Each year, they elect 7 of the most talented students to serve their fellow comrades and fight tooth and nail on issues of grave importance to students. However, while democracy, accountability, and elections are viewed by many as positive features of the Students' Union, they have not fostered unity among certain sections of the student community. In fact, quite the opposite. Over the past few days, you will have noticed a rather unpleasant, unnecessary feature of these elections. Something which has for far too long been ignored by successive Warwick SU establishments. A ghastly stain on the undoubtedly stunning environment present on this beautiful campus. In fact, the former President of the United States, Barack Obama, once adumbrated that one of the things I regret most about going into politics is not that I have had to neglect my family, but that I have regrettably ignored crucial campaigns fighting against the tyrannical, graffiti-esque cardboard signs at the University of Warwick in England. Something which can make even the humanities building look temporarily ugly. I know it is hard to believe, but I have seen it with my very eyes. These monstrous pieces of cardboard, with inflammatory slogans such as Bean for Sports, when the student populace knows full well that there is no person called Bean, nor an officer for sports. And the terror does not stop there. In addition to these provocative slogans, such as Nile for Socks, with socks being a crude acronym to the position of society's officer, they often foster division and resentment between students by emphasizing even features of a candidate's facial features that they cannot change, such as gingerness or ability to look dashing in glasses. The campaign against cardboard signs has provoked such a reaction that now even a Facebook page has been created as a last-ditch attempt to quell further destruction on our campus. The Warwick Foundation for the Conservation of Cardboard Signs is now an active page within the Facebook community and boasts a massive 536 likes, people who have discovered consciousness after being misled for so long. Warwick students, let us make a stand. Let us not act supine and roll over to the big cardboard-making corporations. Let us not watch on as a gusty wind and freezing cold rain promotes a graveyard of cardboard carcasses of signs that once were. Warwick students, say yes to democracy and no to cardboard.
So that was the Warwick Society for the Conservation of Cardboard Signs, and I'm now here with Ellie King, who's obviously our incumbent postcard officer and has also sort of been, has been acting DL, I suppose.
Yeah,
for
I've had
January elections.
half a D.
Yeah,
I've got
thanks
at the moment. It's been a running joke with me and Ben for a while.
I can imagine. But you'll be relinquishing that soon, of course, for the last term.
Yes, it's going. I lose it all after the end of next week. I finish it off, and then I'm back to just PG. I just get those letters again.
Oh, what a shame. So, with regards to kind of obviously having to take over this role of DDO since January, how's it been on top of your other work? I assume it's been really demanding.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock when I got given it, and then
Did you ask for it?
I kind of knew it was happening, and we'd kind of Liam decided that I was kind of best placed to do it. And then it all kind of kicked off, and I started having to make decisions and things that I didn't really know what I was doing. So it took a few days to kind of get into it. But after that, it went really well, and I've really, really loved doing everything. And I think it's been a really fun election, and I've just loved to see it from the other side, really.
So I was going to say, obviously you've been involved in SU Democracy for quite a long time. Obviously you were chair of council last year. I was sitting through several democracy exec meetings with you, listening to people talking about feedback loops again and again and again and again. Obviously we had an amazing turnout this year, both in terms of candidates and in terms of actual voting. You must be really happy. What do you think's changed in the last few years with regards to kind of democracy at Warwick?
Yeah, I think I can't claim all of the credit for the great turnout that we got.
Oh, go on.
I think Ben put a lot of foundations in place with the autumn election turnout, and he's done really well. Obviously, the higher number of candidates works really well, which means we have more people campaigning, more people interested. So I think it just kind of drove from there, really.
Well, there we are. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
It's all right. Thank
Enjoy
you
the
very
rest of your
much.
evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Decision 2019, live from the Dirty Duck. We'll be moving on to our final 3 races, and first of those to be announced is Education Officer. Barnaby, take it away.
The Education Officer. Couldn't say. Heckle for the audience. Oh, it's Luke Shorten. Hello. So, the Education Officer is also the Deputy President of the Students' Union. They work to represent students' voices in the academic field and beyond, working with the university to ensure representative curriculum, fair teaching, exam practices, and much, much more. I don't know if we're waiting on the candidate still, so I know that it's a very big, very demanding job. Obviously, Mr. Liam Jackson, our SU president, is a previous education officer. He looks delighted. He's mimed fainting, which I assume is a good thing. Is that a good feint? Maybe it was a good feint. But anyway, without any further ado, to announce the result, of course, we have our education officer, Larissa Kennedy.
Oh, love that applause. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. That's what we like. Okay. So much like Ben, I've had a bit of a busy week, so haven't really prepped anything, but bear with me. Being education officer, I guess education is the one thing that unites us all as students, and so it's a little bit of a big job. But no pressure, guys, whoever gets it. It's been an absolute joy to be doing this over the last 7 months, and I'm really, really excited to open this, if I can even open this. I am shaking, because I hope that whoever takes this on, there have been 3 very different campaigns, but I hope whoever takes this on continues the legacy of Liam, of me, of whoever gets it, is going to do a great job. And I'm so excited to announce that the next education officer and deputy president of Warwick Students' Union is Chloe Batten!
Wow. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for everyone who supported me, from my campaign team, you guys. Wow. To every student that not only voted for me, but voted for what I stand for. They voted for an SU system that they can trust in, that they can get help from, that they can feel safe in and be supported by. I just think that's amazing. Just thank you is all I can say. Obviously, thank you to my mum for giving birth to me. But no, on a serious note, I'm just really, really, really excited for next year, and I can't wait to get stuck in, and I'm so grateful, and I love you all. Oh. Yeah. Fucking love you. What do I do now? No, that's it.
He needs no introduction.
Was it close or was it not? Let's have a look. 60% in the first round. Carries Chloe to victory. Let's go to the sofa.
Hello, Chloe. Congratulations, our next education officer and deputy president of Warwick SU.
Lovely to meet you, thank you.
And welcome to Sofa Sessions with Alex, what everyone's been waiting for yet again. So first of all, how are you feeling right now?
Ecstatic, and so loved, and so supported, and so proud of myself and my whole team. Just like gorgeous energy, yeah.
So now, how would you say like the campaign week has felt? What have been the highlights that you've sort of experienced over this last week?
I think the campaign week has been exhausting. Physically,
I can imagine.
Walking up and down those SU steps, emotionally just kind of navigating the whole campaign week and the whole structures. But the highlights have definitely been the support, the solidarity, especially from other people of colour, other people from marginalised communities. But not only that, just kind of like the entire student body, I just think has really supported me like in an unimaginable way. It's been amazing.
And now, going into your term as education officer, what are those top priorities that are going to be the highest on your agenda to tackle when you go into the job?
I think broadly, just kind of fighting for students' voice against the marketisation of education. That means that those voices are often lost. Fighting for more free resources, fighting for a more supported education with welfare really at the centre of academics, fighting for more accessible education and a liberated education, so decolonisation projects and things like that.
And kind of what's been your involvement with that so far, like already, that you think is going to help you to achieve those goals and kind of make a difference for students?
I think from my first year being involved with Warwick Anti-Racism Society, being on the exec of that for 2 years and involved in Anti-Sexism Society, and then also this year, this academic year, having joined the education exec, being able to see the structures in that, how we can affect policy and actually make change. And I think those skills that I've gained from that, the skills I've gained in the campaign week, they're really going to help mobilise me and mobilise other students as well. So.
Yeah, and I was chair of the education exec last year, so I know what a noble job it is. Shout out to all the education exec members out there watching. We love you. What's been your biggest achievement with the education exec this year then?
I think my biggest achievement with the education exec has probably been the kind of fight for the policies that we've been looking at, and some of the changes have been slow, but we've really been able to kind of work together as a team. So for example, looking at earlier exam timetables, looking at how we can communicate better with staff in terms of universal lecture capture, those kind of things. So it's like long process things, but we've seen small changes that are definitely headed in the right direction. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now I'll go on to maybe a slightly more less deep, more fun question. I've asked everyone, what is your drink at Terrace Bar?
My drink, definitely pink gin and lemonade.
Love it, love it. Fantastic. And now, do you circle?
I've circled once.
You circled once?
In my
Who
life.
did you circle with?
Contemporary modern dance, actually. Yeah,
CMD.
so it was quite light, yeah.
That sounds like a good circle. Now, did you get any games that you were like, yeah, I really love this, you were really buzzing for? Or was it actually...
It was actually quite terrifying, I won't lie.
I can imagine. I remember going to my first circle and I was like shaking like a leaf, left after half an hour to go and drink with my friends at my flat. Yeah. So, it's a daunting experience. But in terms of kind of, I think societies do link to our kind of educational experience and that positive view that you have. Have you got any sort of things that you're kind of planning to work on with the Sabbatical Officer team as a whole to kind of link up the different remits that they have to education and to our overall experience at university?
I think my plan is kind of like a general one, and is about making sure that as a team we're supportive, that we look after each other, that we listen to each other and communicate each of our different needs, so that we know when we need to support each other most. And I think that's first and foremost, being able to have that good working relationship. So I'm really excited to develop that and then go from there.
Yeah, and now you said you worked with Warwick Anti-Racism Society, Warwick Anti-Sexism Society. Big cheers in the room for that one. What have been some of the highlights of being involved with those societies?
Oh my God, highlights.
I'll give you a bit, you've got plenty of time if you want to list them all, rattle through.
Well, I don't want to keep people waiting too long, but from the Liberation Conference that we organised, from open mic nights where we saw, to just creating, just any space that we created was so, was just so supportive, so loving, so warm. So just being able to be a part of that has just been amazing. So really, every time I've worked with them has been a highlight, yeah.
And now you study English literature, yeah?
I do, yeah.
So can I ask the really basic question, what's your favourite book?
You can't ask that question. Favourite book? I don't have a favourite, but I think one of them is definitely The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood.
Love that, love that. I read that over the summer. I was really late to the game, I think.
Amazing.
Really good. And kind of, Did you get the chance to like read that for your course, or is that more of a one you read for pleasure?
Oh
or?
no, I read that for pleasure. Back in the days when I had time to do
to read for pleasure.
So, yeah.
I know the struggle. I feel like the only time I ever read is when I'm like sat on a train.
Honestly, same.
Yeah.
Same.
So kind of through your degree then, kind of what have been the things that you've most enjoyed exploring in English literature? Like, again, like I've said a number of times, I'm a politics student, so I learn about all this like random stuff that no one cares about. Books people care about, maths people care about, postgraduate studies people care about. Not so much politics degrees. What's been like the most interesting thing you've kind of learnt through that course?
I think what I wasn't expecting from my course was to learn a lot about myself and my own identity. In terms of, for example, one really formative text was Stuart Hall's New Ethnicities. And so I've learned a lot about myself and my identity and how to navigate through the world through the different literatures and texts that I've read. So I think that's what I take away from it, really.
And to go back to some policy stuff now, one of the things that sort of comes up in manifestos a lot over the years and has done this year, particularly across all three candidates, is like universal lecture capture. Yeah. And I know that's a big issue for students on campus. So kind of what are your plans for that? And I know, again, like it can be often thought of as combative between teachers and like lecturers and students. Where are you going to try and find the balance for that?
Yeah. I mean, I think that oftentimes the lecturers and staff are kind of positioned against students, and it's the fight of students against staff to get their lectures recorded, when actually the real issue is between the university and staff and students as a collective, and the university owning our property both as staff and as students. So I think the position I'd start from would be talking to staff, trying to find compromises that keep their intellectual property protected, like for example having their work up for maybe 10 days at a time and then taking it down, or maybe keeping it around exam time, things like that, and that happening kind of in the meantime as we still engage in discussions with the unions, the ECU and the NSC to try and fight that. So.
And now, just to take on that point more broadly, what do you think your relationship is going to be to the university kind of in dealing with them? And are there key issues you're going to go in there straight away to tackle it with the university head on?
I think my position is always going to be students first, student voices, student interest, student safety. So my approach to the university will be one that fights for the rights of students, whether that be their safety on campus and making sure that the university is held to account in its review of the disciplinary process. So I do I think university should be one where students are centred, and it shouldn't be where there's an antagonistic relationship, because the university should be putting students first. So that's the kind of relationship that I want to foster and work with. So if it requires working with them, fighting against them, informing them of how students feel, that's kind of the work that I'll be doing, yeah.
And you're also deputy president of the union. Yeah. How do you feel like you're going to approach that role? Slightly separate from the duties of education officer, what are the things that will be different in that relationship with the president, with the rest of the sabbatical team, and again with the university?
I think the difference is that there's going to be that wider team structure that's not just within education as it was when I was on the exec, but is across many different sectors of the university, and I think it's going to be quite a very much supportive role, and a cohesive role, and I think that's where the difference will be. Yeah.
Thank you so much for speaking to me, Chloe. Have a lovely night celebrating. Congratulations again. I'll say those cheers for me. It will help my ego. And I'll pass now over to Barnaby to introduce the next position we will be announcing.
Yeah, just 2 positions left now, and our penultimate position for this evening is Welfare and Campaigns Officer. Obviously, the Welfare and Campaigns Officer has quite a big role. Alex, what is it?
What is the role of the welfare officer? Many things, many things, Barnaby. Welfare officer leading policy and campaigns that improve student welfare here at Warwick. Work this year has included increasing funding for mental health services, continuation of Are You OK campaign, and the Eat Well campaign, which teaches students how to eat healthily, to the horror of the men who run the kebab van, I am sure. Now, to welcome on for the next result, we have our current welfare and campaigns officer, Gemma Ansell.
I think I'm equally as nervous as the candidates for this, but I also thought that last year we didn't get to do our speech, so I just want to thank my mum. I'm joking. It's not no, it's not about us tonight. It's about this year's candidates. And welfare and campaigns this year has been such an incredible race. Everyone that has run has been so passionate, and you can feel that through their manifestos, through their question time. It's been amazing. And yes. And I've been inspired by their passion, and I am so excited. I don't mind who is in this envelope, and that is a genuine response to this. So I'm very excited. Where do I go? Oh my gosh. There'll be no more cat puns from me from now on. Oh, sorry. Okay. And your 2019 to 2020 Welfare and Campaigns Officer is Tiana Holgate.
I'm just in so much shock. I'm really grateful to be stepping into this role, especially as over the summer it was Gemma that supported me so much when university life just really was very, very tough for me. I'm going to take the moment to reflect on the week and how I thought it was going to go by reading what I wrote to myself for this moment. So I said, "Dear Tiana, aren't you amazing?" I said, this week you have learned so much, and I'm so proud of you. Your strength, determination, intelligence, and positive energy is now going to get put to great use for this next stage of your life. This was quite ambiguous, by the way, based on me doing my degree This role is so made for you. Remember that you have been embodying it for years already. You are so compassionate, loving, and supporting of others, and this will continue for whatever you do forever. Love you, girl, Tiana. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to represent all of you, and thank you.
And now we will go to some results analysis from the man, the myth, the legend, Adam Blunden.
Let's see how close this one was then, shall we? Tiana is clearly ahead, but can Jess and Mary potentially catch up? Ron drops out. Here we go into the second round. Into the third round. Jacob drops out again. There's not much change here. It's a tiny bit of catch-up going on into the next round, but not enough from Gerald, so Gerald drops out into the fourth round. It's clear by now. Tiana is winning, and while Mary is close, she's not close enough. In the fifth round, Tiana is elected by over 700 votes. Let's go to the sofa.
Well, that was something that happened. Sofa corner. Well, congratulations, you've done it.
Thank you so much, thank you.
How are you feeling?
Really intensely overwhelmed. Very surprised, but just feeling really positive, very, very happy,
And then saw you came in on Monday for the hustings at Raw.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, how's it been kind of putting yourself out there this week?
It's been very different. Like, there's never been a scenario where I've had to do that before or actually wanted to do it. So like me running alone was quite a big deal. So I tried to just get the most out of it, use it as a chance to grow. And it's been good. It's been good.
How have your campaign team been?
My campaign team. They've honestly, like, I can't even put it into words. Like, the support, the emotional support has been crazy. Like, on Wednesday, I was just, like, a mess. I was crying. I had to sleep in the SU HQ because I just couldn't do it anymore. But without them, like, obviously, it wouldn't have happened at all. So I'm really, really grateful. Yeah,
It was all worth it in the end.
100%.
The crying, the
100%.
sleeping.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Could have done one of Big Ben's sleeping pods, but oh well.
Honestly, we're going to work on that. We're going to work. Yeah, everyone's sleeping pods. Everyone's
sleeping pods. My apologies. My apologies. Before I get any more trouble with the incumbent Sabs. So, what kind of experience are you hoping to bring to the role? Yeah. Like over the last, with different societies, stuff you've been doing over the last few years at
so I feel
university.
like the groups that I've been engaged with across campus have all been very focused on support, liberation, things that are really key to groups of students on campus that may not always be put in the limelight. So I want to really hone down on that and work with our liberation societies, work with everyone basically, and listen to students as much as possible. Yeah.
What degree do you study?
Sociology.
Sociology.
And I'm a second year, so
Oh,
I have a year of that
You got it. Oh.
to return to.
No, that's true. I've always thought this was true because you get the year to come back to.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really ask a fun question like, what's your favourite book? Because the answer's like a sociology book. Academically, anyway.
Yeah.
But
Anything.
has there been any kind of experience from your course that you feel like might maybe given you some
I think my course has mainly taught me just like awareness and transparency. Like keeping things very real, very honest. Like being aware of the structures that are around us that both hinder and support us, and utilising them in a way that can just make all of us the best people possible. So I'm going to try and utilise that next year.
Absolutely. So you talked about kind of liberation as a key element of kind of your plans for the next year. What kind of action points specifically regarding that would you be keen to kind of work on?
Yeah, so like one of my main focuses is tackling our mental health crisis at Warwick. It's terrible. It's really, really worrying. And I want to ensure that when we tackle mental health, we tackle all our students and not just on the surface level. So that includes introducing culturally competent care, counsellors that can identify with students on a genuine level and not just on a surface level. If you're struggling with being oppressed in a certain way, you see someone who can identify that with you and not just be told like, oh, talk about it, drink some water, like genuine, real support that will support us in our education, in our societies, in our sports, and really across our whole campus.
I suppose the big thing with kind of welfare especially is it extends across such a wide range of kind of different student areas, whether that's societies, whether it's sports, whether it's kind of the academic side of things as well. Are you feeling confident that you'll be able to work with all of those? Looking forward to doing that. Obviously, you're going to be working with a lot of different SABs. People have been elected today.
Yeah, exactly. It's so interesting seeing the team coming together. It's so exciting. I think, I'm very excited to do that. And although there'll definitely be times that are tough and are traumatic, like for the SABs, for the people that are unpacking that trauma, but the end result is always going to be worth it. So if I can just look to the ultimate result and more happiness, more feelings of safety, more comfort, then that will carry it through.
Brilliant. So obviously in the interest of balance, we've got to ask everyone the same question. Alex has been very good on this, terrace drink. Go-to terrace bar drink. Terrace bar, yeah, we've got to ask. We've got to ask, what is your favourite terrace bar drink?
Oh, okay, so I do love a good strawberry crush.
What is a strawberry crush? It sounds nice. I want to try one.
I think it's like strawberry puree, peach schnapps, lemonade. Nearly.
I've driven a wedge here.
A strawberry crush.
It's a storyteller's relationship, terrace bar there. Apologies. A lot of love for the terrace bar tonight. I mean, we're doing it in the dark, but really I feel like the heart of everyone here is with terrace bar. Sorry to the dark. Circle, cider black, purple.
So I circled for my first time this week.
Oh yeah.
And it was really, really good. I had such a great time with CMD. It was lovely. Yeah, it's like purple. I'm allergic to gluten, so I have to cut the beer out.
Of course.
But cider and the blackcurrant works just as well, not as fizzy.
You're not missing
Goes down
much,
a treat.
right? But that,
No,
honestly,
I feel like
the beer doesn't really give much for me.
No, it doesn't
It's
at
not
all.
great. It's not great. How did you find? Was it terrifying, like Chloe said? Was the circle terrifying, or did you quite enjoy it?
No, actually, like the climate was very warm. I felt very at home. It was just nice. Had a nice drink, played some games. We eased into it really easily.
Any games stand out?
Yeah, it was a tongue twister actually.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That sounds hard.
It was hard.
So what did you have to do?
So they would just shout a tongue twister at you and make you relay it. So like seashells. Like
It's
yeah,
hard.
that one. Yeah, we were
I can see it's hard from here. And a few more questions. Lunch, bread oven, or curiosity?
Bread oven. I have a gluten allergy. I can't eat any of the paninis, guys. Please.
Of course. So is it a salad box for you at the bread oven?
It's a salad box or a gluten-free wrap.
Ooh. What's the usual fillings?
A chicken Caesar. Chicken Caesar.
Sorry?
Chicken Caesar.
Not bad. Not bad. Well, I think that's all we've got time for, but thanks so much. Congratulations
Thank you so much.
again.
Thank you.
And best of luck
Thank
from
you.
next year.
Thank
Tiana
you
Hoggett,
very much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, we are going to go to another short break now where you can hear, oh my God. You can already hear from the campaign teams, don't need to go to the break. But anyway, we're going to try and speak to some of the campaign teams over the break who've crowded into the duck to see if all their hard work has paid off. To those in the room, now I want to stress this, we're far more likely to interview you if you don't look like you're about to get on the bus to Neon. So, drunkenness to a minimum. And now it's time, after that, we'll be going to our final position, our next SU president. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome to your student radio station, bringing you great shows.
Good evening, welcome to These Charming Men.
The Jam Jar here, I'm Matilda and I'm Meg.
You are listening to Bangs and Mash. This is going to be great.
Oh my God.
Great music.
An era-defining band. New single from Radiohead.
Great interviews.
Hi, this is Frank Turner. My name is Sadiq Khan. I'm running to the Mayor of London. My name is Eddie Izzard.
And keep up to date with the arts.
A poet, a playwright and a cultural icon. He is, of course, William Shakespeare.
News and politics.
What about if the people are too stupid, though, to make this decision? People make that decision. That's the entire point of a democracy.
Sports.
So close. He slipped through. He brings it through on his left foot, just over the back of the net.
And on-campus coverage.
When you think of Battle of the Bands, it just offers that real diversity.
Welcome to the big decision.
This is Varsity Rugby.
And dying moments of the game.
Online and on 12:51 a.m. This is Raw.
I was literally sat next to Liam and I was like, I cannot hear you at all. So hopefully that's all right. Just wait until we go round. Yeah. I don't know what brilliant time is. Hello, and I'm here with two fantastic campaigners from the presidential teams, from Larissa and Big Ben. And first of all, you say your names, introduce yourselves.
So my name is Khadija, I'm a third year English Literature and Creative Writing student. My name's Alice, I'm a second year History and Politics student.
Fantastic, and so you've been campaigning for Larissa and for Big Ben?
Yeah.
How have you found the week?
It's been very exhausting but very, very, very rewarding. I've learned so much about just what Larissa stands for, how she reflects herself in the people that are voting for her, how genuine she is, how caring she is, and I couldn't be happier to represent her.
It's been a really, really long week. A bit different to last year's campaign with the snow, so it's really nice to get sunburn. It's been great meeting all the other candidates and just talking to people. I think today we hit every single accommodation block, so it was really great to talk to so many different people and see the enthusiasm for Ben.
And what would you say kind of inspired you to get involved with the campaigns you did this week?
Personally, Larissa's my friend, and honestly, like, she is so genuine, so caring, and I've seen the work that she's done as education officer, and I thought that I really wanted to be part of something that's just bigger than myself, bigger than the student union in general, because if she's elected, she will be the first black student union president, and that's something that's historic, so I really want to be part of that.
So I was involved in the campaigns last year for both people actually, and it's just been really interesting seeing how they've worked in the SU this year. I've been close friends with Ben for a really long time, and seeing him work as DDO, I was really excited about what he could potentially do as president.
And now so obviously this is a long week, and we know for candidates, you know, they're out there talking to their friends, talking to students. What has been the highlight for you guys getting involved with the campaign? What's been the best part of that whole week?
I think the highlight has just been those moments where we feel like almost giving up, but then we pull through. It's almost magical where you come on top of what you've been feeling, all the emotions, all the stress, and then you remember why she's running. I remember why she's running. She remembers why she's running and why we're doing this in the first place. And I think that's the most important thing to remember.
I think it's really, I totally agree. And one of the great things is how supportive everyone is of each other who's running. We've had our moments where we've wanted to give up. I accidentally chased some ducks around campus this morning. I didn't mean to, but I was trying to take a picture and I thought chasing them was a good idea. So we've had our moments, but it's been a great week.
So no duck attacks today, though, Alice. Are you safe? Have they been nipping at your ankles?
I also nearly fell in a pond, but...
So a bit of a tumultuous campaign week for you.
Yeah. There have been a few accidents. We had somebody on our team who's cut their finger, but you know...
Oh no, oh my goodness. The campaign injuries start early. Now, if I can ask you a question, I've been involved with campaigns myself, and I remember one of my favourite things was going back to campaign base on campus and digging into a nice pizza at the end of the day. What is your go-to pizza topping?
Oh, I always like chicken, red onion, and peppers.
Big choice. I like it. I like it a lot. Alice?
As a veggie, onions and peppers are always great.
That sounds fantastic. And kind of, how have you felt like with working in the teams you've been working in? Have you felt like you've got closer to people? Have you felt like it's been an interesting experience in that sense?
Yeah. Initially, we were all friends anyway, but I feel like this campaigning has brought us together.
Yeah, we were already quite good friends, but we've now cemented some really amazing friendships, and we're all looking forward to our campaign group chat continuing with all the memes.
Thank you so much for coming on to our broadcast, and we'll be going over to the results next. So get ready, but get back to your team so you can celebrate. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Sorry about that, you're quite right. Everyone, it's time. The one you've all been waiting for. They did, quite reasonably. Breath held like Sandra Bullock in that film with George Clooney where they're both in space. I can't remember the name and I forgot to do it.
I think it's Gravity.
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Oh, fair enough.
We'll see. Anyway, it's time for the big one. Le Grand Fromage.
The kahuna.
The Commander-in-Chief.
The chairperson of the board.
The absolute unit.
The big chungus.
You killed it. Why would you do that?
See? Leo liked it.
That's Leo. Okay, so we're going on to the next SU president. The president is the face of the Students' Union, leading for the SU for students and outwardly to external bodies. They work with the other sabbatical officers to ensure the community of 25,000 students here at Warwick is represented. This year, the president has worked with the SU to promote mental health awareness, housing, a better bus service, and ensuring students get a good deal on fees. It's time to welcome our incumbent president of the SU for the result, Liam Jackson.
Thank you, loyal fans. So it's weird actually being up here and not running for once. That's quite nice. You'll be happy. Yes, all right. Let me have this one moment. Yeah, you won't be seeing my face much longer, so that's a good news. But exactly. It's my last year. I hear you cry. Thank God for that. So, 5 years is too long, Alex. Thank you very much for that. So, it's such a interesting role, the role of the president, and you face all sorts of different crises. This year has also been particularly hard, but it's amazing to see. We have, last year we had 2 candidates. This year we have over 5, 6. I've lost count. Either that means that I've done such a great job and everyone wants to be me, or I've done an absolutely abysmal job and everyone's like, I need to do it better. Right? Okay, thanks, Leo. First one, thank you very much. And whoever wins has, a lot to deal with. They have a lot of sort of issues on their shoulders, and exactly. And you have to support the Sabs. You have to deal with all sorts of crises. So whoever does win, good luck. The more you do this, the longer I'm going to carry on for. But no, I won't go on much longer, because we all want to know who the next president is, and I have it in this envelope. This is the big one. I wish all the candidates the best of luck. It's been a fantastic week, and I'm going to slowly open this envelope. The next president of the Students' Union, Ben Newsham.
Wow. Thank you. I honestly didn't prepare anything. I didn't think this was going to happen. Thank you to everyone who painted, who hall toured, who put up signs from 6 a.m. on Monday morning. The people who... I've done a big Warwick love post about everyone who helped, actually. I think that's the best way I can thank everyone. I do think that with a job like this, though, you have to be honest. And this is a divisive election. And I think we have to move forward together. So I will say to all the candidates, but Larissa especially, you did amazingly. You should be really proud of yourselves. That's it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And now for the final time, the moment we've all really been waiting for. Adam Blunden, take it away with the results analysis.
Watch this one very carefully. Wait a minute. Ben and Larissa tied on 1,939 votes in first preferences. Ron drops out. Ben pulls ahead by a single vote. Kaustov drops out. James Butler can't gain enough votes, so he drops out here. Ben's lead at this vote is 3 votes. Josh can't gain enough votes from James, and so he too is eliminated to set up our final round of voting. Ben only extends his lead in the final round, and it's just 141 votes. Let's go to the sofa.
We squabbled over who'd get to interview the president, so in the end we agreed a sort of awkward co-parenting arrangement.
I'm really enjoying the snuggling up on the sofa. It's a really nice way to end things, I think. But anyway, Ben Newsham, next SU president. How are you feeling?
I don't know. It's odd.
As good an answer as I'm sure you can give right now. How has the past week been for you? How has it felt? What has it been like? What have been those best experiences you've been through?
I'm not going to be able to walk for the next couple of days. I don't think I've been this tired in my life. But I have to say thank you to everyone else who ran, because everyone has genuinely been so lovely, including the people who are now on the new team, but everyone else as well. Just a lovely race all round.
I mean, Ben, to take your thunder for a minute, you know, you and I go way back. We were sat in intro to politics seminars together 4 years ago. Obviously, one of us has done a lot better than the other. Sorry about that. But I suppose, you know, after this is, you know, going to be your 5th year at Warwick. What are you looking forward
Don't put it that
to?
way.
I know. Yeah. Think about that for a minute. Sorry, I'm going to say.
Me feel young.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
you mentioned those intro to politics seminars.
Yes.
I think our seminar tutor, who once described me as a coup leader, would be quite proud.
He did. Alan Shadforth, if you're watching. You're probably not. But you know, what are you looking forward to doing in this, your 5th year at Warwick University?
You can stop saying 5th, Barnaby.
I can, but I won't.
With the amount of freshers it was possible with, I have to sort out circuit laundry. They need to be sorted out. The buses, the nap pods, the mental health situation, all of it. Yeah, I can't wait.
So I'll go to the more fun questions because Barnaby's just made you feel like an old man. I'm sorry, Liam, I know I do it to you, but it feels worse when I'm like snug between them. It's a bit weird. So what is your go-to drink at Terrace Bar?
Purple.
No one's cheering that. Look at them. They're so disappointed.
Boo.
Purple. Okay, now we'll go to Circle now because I know you're a big circler yourself, Ben. I've been in many circles where you've taken over unjustly from social sex. What is your favourite Circle game? What's the one that gets you going on a Wednesday night?
First couple of hours, zummy zummy.
Oh, everyone with this zummy lot.
Once I've had a few drinks, never have I ever.
Well then.
I'm amazed I've asked you this before, but favourite bread oven filling?
Ooh. Chicken Caesar. Liam said it from the audience. I'm a very
Caesar.
plain man.
This we know. Full English breakfast. I understand that you're a big fan of baked beans.
I'm not Jack Abbott. No, baked beans are all
No
right.
one knows who that is.
No, I've dated myself again. Yeah. Now I'm going to sort out the Jananas breakfast, though. Commercial team.
What can we expect?
Big things. Big Ben, big dreams.
Big Ben, big dreams. That wasn't the slogan you ran on.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so on that, we're kind of chatting through a bit of your policies, and I know last year you ran for DDO. You've now this year we've seen increased voter turnout under your term. That's what the word is.
Thank you.
What kind of are your priorities working with the rest of the SAB team to make sure that engagement with the SU stays this high, stays this consistent?
Sure. So, like you say, it's probably the thing that it's the nerdiest bit, so I don't get to go on about it, but it's the thing I'm proudest of is the increase in turnout. And I think it's just about making the SU easier both to engage with and to relate to, and I'm looking forward to another year of that, and I cannot wait.
With regards to kind of, you know, the president obviously is the outward face of the SU as well. What are you hoping to do to promote Warwick, and particularly Warwick SU, in a year where, you know, we've unfortunately been in the headlines quite a lot?
Sure, and it's an interesting question because you say, what are you going to do to promote Warwick? That's not my job.
SU.
Warwick SU, that's my job. They're different things. I will hold the university to account. That's my job. And then the SU, I'm responsible to the students. I want them to know that we are separate to the university and we're here for them.
Good to hear.
And now I'll go to my more fun questions because, you know, I love to ask you jokey questions, Noosh. I've not even thought of one on the top of my head, okay. So in the week, I was shown a photo by another candidate of a puppy petting session. Did you go to the puppy petting session?
I did.
Did you pet a dog?
I did.
How big was the dog?
The dogs were very small and very disappointing.
Do you like small? You disappointed? Whoa. Sorry?
I'm already in,
So you were
can't change it.
disappointed by the dog?
I was. But I tell you what, that afternoon, we were down by the lake, we saw a lovely Labrador. Much better.
Right, so what is the Ben Newsham dog of choice? Because we need to iron this out. The people have a right to know.
Labrador.
Big
Ben, big dog.
Big Ben, big dog, okay. German Shepherds? YN?
I love the German Shepherds too. I mean, I love any dog that is not the size of a rat.
Okay.
Did you expect to be getting asked so many questions about your preferences on dogs when you
It's
were
taken
running
a
for this
turn.
position?
Yeah, this isn't what I didn't expect to win, and then I didn't expect the dog questions.
Well, we'll move on from the dog questions then. We'll talk a bit more about kind of your policies and your ideas now. As Barnaby said, we've been in the headlines as a university a lot over the past year, and with the group chat situation particularly. How will you address the concerns of students? I think there's so much anger, so much grievance on campus. What will you be doing to make sure that students' voices are listened to and represented at the university level?
Sure, so I made this quite a large section of my manifesto because it is the issue, it's the one we need to get right. So I put in 3 steps to fixing it, well not fixing it, but moving on together. First, The university involving students at every stage and every level of the review that they've initiated. Second, clear statement of values, what is and is not acceptable at Warwick. Why is the university here? They've kind of committed to it already. I want clear what is not and what is acceptable at this university. And finally, clear timelines and accountability on when each stage will be reporting and when they'll be implemented.
Okay, that's obviously some really interesting stuff. Moving on to other parts, obviously the buses is the time on thing. Everyone goes on about the buses. There has been some movement. I know there's been work with Matt Weston MP as well, the MP of Warwick and Leamington. Love you, Matt. And but what are you hoping to do next year, especially on the buses? Is it time to hold Stagecoach's CEO hostage?
We tried. It doesn't work. I want to do something new. So Stagecoach don't listen to us. I want to encourage the university to get into that market, sort it out, because it's basically a monopoly. Let's just try something new. If it doesn't work, but we're trying things.
What are your thoughts on Stuart Croft's autonomous pod things that transport you around campus? I was Googling these earlier.
Stuart has a lot of interesting ideas. I'll believe the pods when I see them. Put it that way.
Thank you, Ben. So now we'll move on from the transport section. I know you were very obsessed with that last year. I remember watching him plot the bus routes.
It's almost like you know my old campaign quite well, Alex.
Yeah, that's the case, Ben. But we'll keep the viewers guessing. So we'll move on from that now and talking about sort of how you'll work as a team with the SU. We've seen a brand new team of sabbatical officers elected tonight, and you will be sort of the leader of that team almost. How will you sort of approach working with the other Sabs? And most importantly, how excited are you to pick the new office space?
I don't know if excited is the word. There's
delicate
politics at play. Yeah, no, as you say, it's about leading a team. It's about leading... I think someone's just shouted Kelsey's is why they're cheering. It's not for me. In leading the team is one of the most important parts of the role. It's about recognising that while we each have areas, we're one team. We have a lot of core goals as a union. Every officer role is political, and they need to recognise that. And we are a single political team working together, and the president is, I like to think, the glue that holds it together. Liam's done a great job this year. I want to carry it on.
What do you say you're kind of, obviously it's a new team of you and the 6 new SAB officers. What would you say is going to be your kind of approach to team building? Is it going to be kayaking, the pub, mountain climbing?
After this week, I want a long sit down. So if we could just go and find like a spa retreat. The 7 of us, we just have some nice baths, maybe a massage. We could all do with it.
Sounds great, I have to say. Can I come?
If you pay.
Well, you heard it here first. So what kind of stuff do you think you want to translate from your time as Democracy Development Officer over? Obviously, you're going to have to leave some of it behind, unfortunately. But what kind of stuff are you really hoping to continue to push beyond the buses that you've been working on this year into your role next year?
Sure, so there's a lot of commonalities between the roles. I've worked very closely with Liam in pretty much every situation over the past year. I'm sick of the guy. I said it at the hustings, I'll say it again. Just for example, the president and the DDO sit on University Council. That's the highest decision-making body. This is the first time in a very long time the SU has had the same person there for 2 years in a row. I think that's really powerful for us, and if we use it in the right way, and I think that's an important one.
Anything else?
Sure, so every area of development I'm still interested in. Democracy I still love. I'm not sure how Millie feels about it, but anything she doesn't want to do, I am there. I will always feel a special attachment to what is both the best SAB role and definitely the longest titled SAB role.
Now, so to move on from your experience as DDO, we'll go back to your experience as a Warwick student, as an undergraduate. What was what's your favourite memory of being an undergraduate student?
Ooh.
You should say all the times that we spent, slaving over academic work and postdoc, but I'll let you off if you don't want to say that.
All right, I'll pick two. First, in a very similar moment, winning the presidency of PolSoc, the Politics Society, big moment for me. Uncontested, but I got there in the end. Leo knows the pain.
I'm sure Ron ran a really difficult campaign against you.
And second, the period between last year's SAB elections and my essays and dissertations deadline, where I had to spend every single day in the politics common room for a month and a half writing 500 words each day, sticking with it. It was awful, but I kind of loved it.
Fair enough. I think that's all we've got time for. Have another round of applause for Ben Neesham, our new SU president.
Elect.
And now we're going to move on to our little bit of closing, Barnaby. I know you're still here, Liam. He's the next SU. What?
Carry on.
I'm over this argument. Take your beef off the cameras. Barnaby, what's next? What is next? It's the end of the broadcast.
It's the end of the broadcast. We're done. It's over. It's finished. But winners, would you like to come up and take some lovely photos? But that's all from us. We'll see you next year. Well, we won't, but someone will. Thanks for watching.